Every time you ask ChatGPT a question, every time an AI generates an image, every time a language model trains on another trillion tokens, a data center in Virginia draws more electricity from the same grid that powers your home. And the bill for that electricity just went up 76%. Not for the data center, for you. This is not speculation. The independent market monitor for America's largest grid, Monitoring Analytics, released its Q1 2026 findings and used a word regulatory bodies almost never use. They called the price increase irreversible. The PJM interconnection grid covers 13 states and Washington, D.C., 67 million Americans. Last year, wholesale electricity cost $77.78 per megawatt hour. This year, $136.53, 76% higher in 12 months. The cause is not a hurricane, not a fuel shortage, it is data centers. The monitor stated explicitly, without the incremental electricity demand from data centers, the capacity market would absolutely not be experiencing the current supply tension and persistently high electricity prices. That is the federally designated watchdog for the largest wholesale electricity market in America, putting it in writing. But wholesale price is only half the story. PJM runs a capacity auction, how the grid pays power plants to simply exist and be ready. Last year, $28 per megawatt day. This year, $269, 833% increase. The cost of keeping the grid reliable went up nearly 10 times in a single cycle. 63% of that increase directly attributed to data centers. Total grid system costs exploded from $2.2 billion to $14.7 billion. Under PJM's structure, those costs flow downward to every residential customer, every small business, every school connected to the system. Philadelphia already announced a 12.5% rate hike, $20 more per month per household. 6 states are fighting to block increases, but AI demanding power from an aging grid is not something a rate freeze fixes. How did this happen? In 2022, PJM suspended all new generation interconnection requests just as demand began growing for the first time in decades. 300 gigawatts sat in the queue, only 23 actually got built. Meanwhile, PJM recently received 811 new project applications totaling 220 gigawatts. But applications are not power plants. Those take years. PJM CEO David Mills published a 70-page white paper and wrote, "The status quo is unsustainable." American Electric Power, one of the largest utilities on the grid, is threatening to leave PJM entirely. Their CEO said, "If action is not taken now, I expect 10 years from now we may still be discussing the same issues." PJM projects 94% of all new peak demand through 2030 will come from data centers. They warn of a 60-gigawatt supply gap over the next decade. The monitor concluded, PJM's current capacity cannot meet data center loads, and this gap remains unfillable in the foreseeable future. As of today, wholesale prices remain at record levels. The capacity auction is locked in. Philadelphia's hike is moving forward. 6 states are fighting increases they cannot structurally stop. And the independent monitor has already told us what this is. Irreversible. Their word, not mine. Every AI query costs electricity. That electricity comes from a grid never built for this. And the 76% you are seeing today is not the ceiling. According to the people whose job it is to know, it is the floor.